Beans is a dish best served cold. Motherfuckers gonna get served. My word.
In a world filled with things on the internet, two men, one podcast, two pores.
I was just upset about the joke that I bombed. So
Yeah. Well,
sorry.
I mean, you did. It sunk. It sunk the battleship.
Sunk like an Iranian warship.
Yeah. 29 of them in counting right now.
29.
Yeah. There was like 26 yesterday, and now it's 29. And I think it's crazy. But look, man, you ready to dial in? Ready
Yeah,
to lock in?
let's go get it.
Right, let's go.
Right.
Go for it.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Two Port Podcast.
Welcome.
Here in season 4. And we are coming to you live from the Rack and Pub and Billiards here in Matthews, North Carolina.
Matthews, North Carolina, man. What's up?
Man, I tell you what, we are right now at the precipice of a massive operation going on with our country.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we are smack dab in the middle of a war right now.
We are definitely in
the Middle East.
War. We're in the war. It's happening. I want to know something. I want to know something from you. Okay?
Yeah.
Like let's take out who you voted for. Let's
Right.
take out left, right. Let's take out entitlement. Let's take out all that bullshit. All right. Let's put in love of country. Okay. Do you
Yeah.
love your country? Do you have the love for your country to support what's going on? What happened in Venezuela that we did that I think was necessary, right?
Right.
What was happening in Iran is what we're going after right now.
Right.
But let's take left, let's take right, let's take all this stuff out of the whole process and out of the equation. Do you have love for country?
I mean, that's a great question. I mean, I think that's what when we talked about this whole deal going on, we wanted to do a pod ASAP to make sure that we can get some points across. But the thing about it for me is, and you, like, what can we all agree on in this situation, right?
Good.
Because you got people already protesting. Well, we shouldn't be at war. Well, okay. And then you got people protesting. We should take out everybody in the region. Okay. Well, whatever. So what can we all agree upon? Right.
That's $1 million. That's the $1 billion question. Because at the end of the day, every single person has got their own ideas. They've got their own ideologies. They got their own beliefs and everything like that.
Yep.
It ain't that. We're not talking about that. We're talking about the bigger picture and what can everybody agree on. What I can agree on right now with you is that there are far too many people that live in the country that we live in, that we were born in, that are against everything that's going on here. And I'm going to tell you something. Waking up in your house, drinking your coffee out of your Keurig, looking at your phone, your $700 phone,
Yep.
you know, having the comfort of having AC and heat and all this kind of stuff, and acting like we're a bunch of barbarians. Okay, let me tell you something. If a missile landed at a base that somebody you knew or was your family or son or something like that, and he got killed because Iran decided that they were going to bomb us at a air base that we had or a army base that we had. Mm-hmm. Are you still going to be like, yeah, even though that I'm related to him and I'm really sad that he's not going to be here anymore. I really hate Trump. So, and I really hate the government, and so I'm still against it. Like, wake the fuck up. What a great question. What can we agree on?
Well, I think we can agree on one thing. I mean, the first thing is that nobody wants to go to war.
No.
Nobody wants to be at war. I mean, that's like saying we want children harmed.
That's insane.
That's like saying,
It's a great point.
Like, I think everybody's on the same page that we don't want to go to war. We don't want to be in war. But some things are inevitable.
Right.
You got to think about this country. Of Iran has been under the rule of an Ayatollah for 47 years. Right, since 1970.
A criminal.
Since 1979. So he's been in charge for 37 years. He took over in 89. The Ayatollah that was just taken out by American and Israeli forces. So that's one thing. But, we have a mutual friend who grew up in our neighborhood whose one of his family members worked in the older regime and left that country because of what was going on that he didn't agree with.
Right.
I mean, you're talking Israel. I mean, not Israel, but Iran was a very free country before the Ayatollah took over.
Right.
There was, you got girls walking around with their hair down, and it was not this Sharia law. But I mean, as far as Iran has attacked America hundreds of times,
Right.
Since their inception. I mean, with the hostage crisis
Well,
back in the day.
they're a terrorist nation. They are.
yeah.
They are. I mean, and that's one thing that that scares me now. Like, all right, let's talk about the triumphs real quick. Okay, we were able, without boots on the ground, to
Right.
take out a large number of their very high, up there hierarchy
Absolutely.
people,
Right.
including the Ayatollah. Right. What about the ships that are sinking and by the dozens? Right?
Yeah, they've basically taken out their Air Force. I mean, there's no planes.
Okay.
There's no air defenses. There's no Navy.
So now that that's all happened, and how many cells do they have here? How many of their people do they have here that are ready to do the ultimate sacrifice?
Right.
Because I'm going to tell you right now that you have to have that on your mind right now, is that yes, we are striking with some pretty deadly force, and we're asserting this in a very, very strategic way, and it's working. It's not like, oh, we're just gonna bomb the shit out of every,
Right.
to be a redneck and sound like that. No offense to the rednecks, I was born with a group of rednecks, Ricky Bobby. But at the end of the day,
Yeah.
we're doing stuff like that. But here's the deal. All right, especially my people that live in Charlotte, North Carolina, we're the second largest
Banking community.
in the world. Not in North Carolina, not in the Southeast, in the world. So it's very, very nerve-wracking right now, because if you are in Iran and you're a part of their military operation, why would you not want to go and take out that building? And what would happen?
Right.
Disarray. What would happen? Mass panic.
Well,
Crazy shit.
and see, we've proven to them, and we've shown the world that we can do things by one of two different ways right now.
Right.
Venezuela proved that we can come in the middle of the night
Yeah.
and snatch your president.
Right.
Also, we
And make a cup of tea in the process.
right, do our taxes, take some oil on our way out.
Yeah.
Second thing is we can come in and we can completely obliterate all of your defenses
Right.
and your military hardware,
Right.
you know what I mean, without boots on the ground.
That's the biggest thing.
That's the massive thing.
That's the biggest thing.
And
Right.
the soldiers that have lost their lives, I mean, so many prayers and thanks for their service, but also prayers for their family that have lost. That was on a strike on a base
Right.
that was outside of that country. It wasn't people in action,
Yeah.
you know what I mean, at that time doing these
But
missions.
again, it's about love of country. Are you
Absolutely.
Can you sit here and tell me that you would rather turn your eye the other way or turn your face the other way about us being attacked? And we'll continue to get attacked unless we have to do something about it. And we did. And we have somebody that's not afraid to press the button. And he's not pressing the button that's going to go and, again, bomb the shit out of a massive area that's going to have these casualties that would be horrible.
Yeah.
But I'm going to tell you right now, if a cell comes in here and he's got a bomb strapped to his back, he doesn't care if your fucking kids are walking
No.
by where he's doing it. He's going to do it because they're terrorists.
well,
They're
and
terrorizing.
And the thing about it is like we have the freedom here to argue who we want in charge and our beliefs and our principles and are they backing us up in office, right? We have the free will to do those things.
Right.
In Iran, they don't.
No.
You know what I mean? The funniest thing about this is we have some of the largest protesting groups here in America, right? Would you say
Right.
feminists is one of them?
1,000%. Yeah.
Iran is the most oppressive regime to women.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
the most oppressive regime to women, and the feminists are not talking about this being a good thing.
No.
This gives every woman in Iran the chance to be free, the chance to vote, the chance to drive, the chance to make decisions, the
Which
chance
is
to be in charge of companies.
Which again, think
they
about
can't
that.
do
Think
right now.
Think about what you just said, and think about the people that not my president, not my country, not whatever like that. Okay, well, go over there, go live over there, and tell me how free you feel, and
Exactly
tell me
right.
how good. You know what, man? At the end of the day, it's either us or them. Okay, and I'm going to tell you, I'm going to bet on me 10 out of 10 fucking times. If you're saying that, I'm going to bet on me. I'm not going to be like, well, and be no. I'm gonna defend myself
Right.
to the point where I know I can come out on the other end. Here's a question that I got for you on
Okay.
this, like
All
just to start with it. Okay, if somebody wants to educate themselves on this and what's going on, is there any sites that you would go to versus just Googling war on Iran and bombing Iran or blah, 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 for people to get more educated on why it's happening, on You know, what are the possible results that could happen? You know, we're in a massive deficit already. Being in a war right now will further us in the deficit that we're going to be in.
We can't agree on that. That is one byproduct of war that's not a good thing. It's the cost of war.
Yeah.
It's costing about $1 billion a day.
So, and I know I'm throwing a lot of stuff out here.
Yeah.
I know that you. So then, you know, so what about in this kind of case where, you know, okay, would this be a good time for China to strike us? Well, China makes a lot of money off of us, so they probably wouldn't do that right now, right?
Right.
But another third world country to step up. Are we in trouble? Are we a little bit bare of having what we really need because of the deficit that we're in?
Yeah. I would say that one of the things that we really need to talk about is that there are multiple countries, you know what I mean, who are getting involved, you know, and getting involved in our way of doing things.
Right.
You know what I mean? Who
Right.
are on our side.
Like Israel.
But not just Israel, but like Kuwait and UAE and,
Oh.
and Qatar and Saudi Arabia. And so you have the Kurds who are now, the Kurds are basically an army without a nation.
Is that? Are you talking about Turkey?
No, with Turkey too.
Did you see that? Did you see that they threw a missile at Turkey?
Yeah.
And that's the first time in.
They're sending rockets at all of these other
Why?
countries, these regional countries. Well, because we've taken out a lot of their missiles that can hit long range.
Okay.
So now all they have is really short range stuff. You know what I mean? For the most part that we know of. I mean, I'm not on the ground. I'm not in the country.
Right.
From what we've seen, I figure if they had the long range stuff, they would have launched them by now.
But what do you? I mean. And again, this is coming from me, who I just want to educate myself on it. What does that do? Why hit Turkey?
Well, they're
Just to-
they're trying to hit U.S. interests, and they're also
okay.
But see,
Okay.
you got to remember, you fight with what you have.
Yeah.
So if they can launch missiles and hit infrastructure, if they can hit oil fields, if they can hit energy grids, if they can do anything to disrupt the power, the oil, the gas
Right.
that are coming through, that drives up costs here at home,
Right.
that gets people yelling and protesting, so that Trump feels pressure to stop.
Yeah.
Then that's what they're
That's what
hoping
they're
and
doing.
praying on.
That's
Yeah.
a great. See, that's again why those kind of questions are necessary. Why those kind of questions, you should ask those questions if you don't know.
Right. Well,
You know?
and you talked about sources. My honest advice is to check out as many sources as you feel like you want to.
Right.
But check it out on both sides. Look at Fox News. Look at CNN. Look at Reuters. Look at Al Jazeera. There's a lot of different things out there. The WhiteHouse.gov. There's social media sites. I've followed a couple of people. I don't know their names right offhand, but because they pop up on my feed.
Right.
But they're listing out just facts of what's
Right.
going on,
Okay.
and some of it is good, some of it is bad. But it seems to be a lot real. You know, they're like real facts.
Do you feel like you know, with the amount of crazy AI and crazy stuff that's going on, that you can you can go down a wormhole of any kind of.
You got to be careful.
You got to be careful.
Absolutely, you got to be
Is there
careful
any-
because
is there anything? I mean, to cut you off, but
Yeah.
is there anything to look for to know that it's AI generated? Because like TikTok and stuff like that, it'll have it at the bottom.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess that's a silly question, but at the same time,
Well, I think you got to be very careful about what you're, and that's why I say go to multiple sites,
Right.
because some people will, some sites will say 22 ships sunk, some ships will say 29 ships. One of the things that I am questioning right now, I've heard there was an incident early on in the war about a school being bombed.
Right.
Now, there were sources in America saying that Iran tried to launch a missile. The missile failed, came down and blew up a school that was attached to some facility next door that they were using. They were right beside a school launching missiles from.
God, that's just it's ridiculous.
Human shields, right?
Yeah.
Now, in one way,
Well-
that could be smart. Well, they're not going to attack us here because they don't want to hit kids. But
Then there was a interview with one of the officials from Iran or whatever like that, and then they said that video of that ship going down was a training video and was not real.
Right.
So like with that being
Yeah.
like that, so that's I think that's smart, and I'm not. You know,
it's propaganda.
it's propaganda
for them.
to say, no, we don't have 30 ships down. That's from a training thing we did with
That's a
India
video game.
and whatever.
Yeah.
So that's where you start thinking, what the fuck is real and what's not real? What information is real and what's not real?
Well, at the same time, they're also telling their citizens to stay inside, and if you protest, we will shoot you on sight.
That's the other. Listen, man.
You know?
Listen. All right. Think about that. The country that you live in right now, the U.S. of A., where you live right now, if it literally was mandated and they told you, if you come outside after blah 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 time, we will shoot you.
Or if you speak up against what the president is doing right now,
Bang.
we will shoot you.
Think about that.
We passed protesters on the way here today. I mean, you have the right to do that here.
I don't think there's a problem with it. This is the thing that I think is a problem, is the unnecessary push on it. And like, you know how many things you could be doing right now instead of standing on the side of a road with a No Kings sign up. What is that? Believe in what you believe in. Be convicted. Man, you are who you are. I get you.
Yeah.
I get you. But at the same time, like, you could be doing a lot more productive stuff. Again, are you prepping for beginners? Are you ready for what might happen?
Right. Yeah, I mean, but at the same time, like, you could be spending time with your kids.
You could be spending time with your kids.
You could be helping shape the next generation to learn from these events. But here I want to just a couple of quick things, right? Because we talked about what we agree upon, right? One thing we agree upon: we don't want to go to war, right? Nobody
wants war.
War sucks, right? Yeah. We agree on that.
Yeah.
We agree on that we should be able to live in harmony with our fellow neighbor, right?
Right.
Should be.
We should be. Yeah.
We also agree that any race or sex or gender of people should not be oppressed.
Should not.
Okay. So, also there shouldn't be people blowing themselves up in the middle of markets or malls or shopping centers or, eateries, whatever. So there's a lot of those things, right? A lot of those things that we agree upon. You got to look at a nation for 47 years has attacked America. Between 2023 and 2025, there's been 180 attacks on U.S. interests.
Come on.
The USS Cole, but 241 dead in a Beirut bombing in 83. You got the hostage crisis in the U.S. Embassy that lasted for over a year back in the early 80s.
Put it all smack together. Wasn't the number, it's like in the upper 30,000s of how many of their own people that they've killed?
That's recently over. Now, the reports,
wow.
The reports waver a little bit, but from everything that I've heard, over 30,000 people, over 30,000 of their own citizens.
Now, not 30,000 people, 30,000
of their
people.
Their citizens, their countrymen and women, kids, old people, men, women, they have murdered.
By monstrous ways, by hanging, by
just shooting in the street. And leaving them to bleed out in the gutter.
Yeah. And then, I feel like this. Right? Like, a good question for you is like, how do you sympathize? Are you one of the kind of guys that is like, hey man, it's war. I'm USA 100% of the time, 10 out of 10 times. Are you sympathizing with anybody in Iran right now?
Absolutely. For me, I think
this is merely a question. This is my belief, and I'm throwing it on you. It's just a question. Like, what do you think?
No, to answer that question, I think there's two. Well, there's a few different, but two main groups of people that I'm sympathizing with. One is our soldiers, men and women, who have to press buttons,
right,
who have to fly planes,
right,
who are on bases right now, not knowing when a rocket is going to hit. Those people I'm most sympathetic with, but I'm also sympathetic with the innocent citizens of Iran,
right,
who are in their homes and not knowing if a bomb's going to hit their building.
No.
They don't know if their child is ever going to see another birthday.
Right.
They don't know if their husband or wife is going to be drug out into the street and killed just because they said something somewhere. So that second group of people, so I'm sympathetic with as well.
That's a great way to put that. I don't know, man. I'm just I've been having a hard time because of how just shitty 2026 has started anyway, and then knowing that we were at war, and here, when you hear about it, you hear the chatter at work, or hey, did you know that we're at war and blah blah blah, and it's like yeah, whatever, we've been at war forever, but like thinking like in just
right,
like psychobabble. Then you go and look, and we're officially at war.
Officially. It was crazy because I was up in Virginia Beach a couple of weekends ago, and I've been there 3 times over the past 3-4 months. And the couple of times before, I didn't hear any activity. Now, in Virginia Beach, the Norfolk area, there's a naval base.
Okay.
And it's a pretty big naval base, and where the planes take off are like 2 miles away from my in-laws, basically.
Yeah.
And we didn't hear anything. The last weekend I went up there, which was over my birthday, so 1st of February, it was like nonstop. And that's what I looked at Sarah and I looked at her parents. I'm like, man, they're getting ready.
They're getting ready.
It's coming.
They're getting ready. And I want to go ahead and give from all you cats and kittens out there, I want y'all to give Mr. Jason a happy belated birthday. He's now 53.
Hey.
I'm kidding. He's still in his 40s, high 40s. But
Wow. Well,
high 40s.
Middle 40s. Middle. You be the guess.
Yeah.
All right. You do the You
do the guess.
You do the guess. Whatever. Anyways.
No, I wanted to throw that out there.
Well, I appreciate it. But
go.
all right, I was going to say one thing. You talk about the Chinas or everything that might be jumping in or sitting out, right? This right here showed them all of the defenses, air defenses in Venezuela are China or from China.
From China, yeah.
We crept in there without any recognition
Not
whatsoever.
one problem.
Not one problem. A lot of Iran's defenses, military stuff like that is backed by Chinese products.
Yeah.
China is sitting back and like, wow. What's going on? People laughed at Trump when he said Space Force, and he came out with the Space Force. He got clowned left and right. Well, let me tell you what Space Force is doing right now. They launch a missile in Iran, right?
Yeah.
Within a millisecond, the heat signature from that missile, from that launcher, is picked up on our radar, and within 4 minutes,
it's taken out.
It's taken out.
We'll take it. We'll take it.
You know, you hear about all these countries and what they have, their naval and what they have as far as air superiority or anything like that. You know what you don't hear about?
What's that?
What we have.
Come on.
And there's a reason for it, because when rubber meets the road, it's time to get going.
Yeah,
and if you ain't first, you're last.
If you ain't first, you're last. Let me tell you something. I don't know who wants to be last.
So
okay?
I don't think anybody wants to mess with the U.S. military. But the thing about it is war does suck. So I hope that the people of Iran take over this fight.
Well, that's what Trump said. That's what Trump said before the actual war went down. He said,
right.
I want you people. I want you to have hope here. This is not going to be good. What's going to happen? But I want you to take that government over. Get somebody in there that's going to help.
This is your time.
It's their chance to recreate history, right? It's a rewrite history. You
Absolutely.
can't recreate it. This is a chance to rewrite it.
Absolutely.
Rewrite the future.
And you can make this country into a free place that you can see all of these groups of people have a chance to succeed. And so, because like, it's not a president. An Ayatollah is a harsh, far right wing, I guess, to them, conservative,
right,
on Sharia law.
Right.
It's not some thought processes. It's not the 10 Commandments of how you should live your life. It is law, and if you don't do it, you will be killed.
You don't do it, you're gonna die.
That's exactly right. So that's what we're dealing with. Is that kind of group of people.
I think the new format of the Two Poor Podcast and the way that we're doing this and the journey of not, having bottles of bourbon, on here, because we're going on a more of a sober kind of living, and I appreciate you following me on that. In our biggest deal is, man, let's be a little bit more current with what we're doing. Let's put some podcasts out a little bit, quicker. Let's say what we have to say and see if there's anything that we have that can help anybody out there. Right?
Absolutely.
Where's your head on this? Okay. And this is, again, might be a silly question, but how long is a war? Even if you're out there fucking bombing the shit out of them and you're killing this and killing whatever, when do you? It happens from whenever whatever leader does the ceasefire. Right.
Well, I think this one right here, one of the things that I think we can all agree on, the longer this war goes, the worse it's going to be for Trump politically.
Yeah.
So they have done so much in so little time.
Right.
If you look at conflicts from the past, this is insane to think about how much we've done to this country.
Without boots on the ground.
Over 90 million people, over 90 million citizens, and it's not like they're some weak country. They have a military. They
got money.
They got lots of money. Yeah. It prints itself with the oil and everything. But so it's not good for Trump if this thing goes on to months and further.
Yeah.
I think he knows that as well. But war sucks for everybody. So hopefully we can kind of hand this over to the people there locally, and that they can elect somebody in a free democracy, in a free election, and they can be prosper and kumbaya.
Yeah, make their own choices. Well, God bless them. Well, what do we got? We got a pardon shot, or what do we?
No, we got 3 questions for you there, sir. You know what I mean? In this this thing that's going on. So, all right.
See how I try to dodge around that?
No. I'm going to take it easy on you. Okay, on these 3 questions. So normally I throw some tough ones, but the first one: does a Republican get elected in the next election?
Most definitely.
We're 2.5 years away.
Yeah, I say most definitely. I think that unless something just horrific happens in the next 24 months or whatever, I don't see. Look at once people can get this guy out of this name out of their head.
Yeah.
And to all of us, dude, from the get-go, Trump, we're like, Trump? What?
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Yeah.
As time has progressed or whatever like that, if you look at the facts, he's done an incredible job, right?
Yeah, I think overall he's done a pretty good job.
I think yes, but at the same time, there's trouble around the corner as well. There's people that are within our own country that could do something to get rid of the red and put some blue in there. But I think having another Democrat sitting in that seat the next term especially is a real bad move, because you go from what I think is being very, very intentional and very assertive and very, very I would say more than anything else, like, I believe him. When he says he's going to do something, he does it.
Yeah.
I'm cool with that.
Yeah, right or wrong, he does what he says.
Versus this whole, hey, we're going to change this and we're going to change that and we're going to stop doing this and stop doing that and we're going to well, what are you going to do then? If you're going to stop all the stuff that you're saying, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah. Instead of hating him, what are your plans?
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's very, very weird. There's a defining line now in politics. And we talk about why we can't have a 3-party or 4-party system. Well, we have 2, but they're so distinct in their own views.
They hate each other.
Yeah, and they're so divided. Like Trump's State of the Union address a couple of weeks back, he said, I want you to stand up if you believe that every American citizen is more important than every illegal alien. And all the Republicans stood up, and none of the Democrats. Not one of them.
No.
So period. I think that's a definitive answer on what you're looking at for this country.
Gotcha.
And it was in 2016 Obama who gave Iran $1.7 billion. You know what I mean?
To be a billionaire?
Pallets of cash that they've only used to further their programs. All right. Anyways, number two.
I'm getting him riled up right now. It's his questions, and I'm getting him riled up, Sean.
You know what you're doing.
He's getting riled.
All right.
Wow.
So number 2, question number 2.
Yeah.
What is the best pool hall in or near Charlotte, North Carolina?
All right, I don't know. Let me see. Rackham, Matthewsburg. Dude,
That
Rackham.
could be their new theme song, actually.
I'm going to tell you, I've been here before in the past or whatever, but when you haven't been here in a while,
Yeah.
it is huge.
Yeah, they got a lot going on, and it is
official.
packed.
It is
packed.
official. They're doing a platinum tournament, which my brother, God rest his beautiful soul, would be playing in this very tournament. And I ran into to Matt, awesome dude, that John actually played for his team.
Right. My odds are on that team winning the whole thing today.
We need to win it. We need to win platinum.
The trophy you could barely fit in the door. It's crazy.
Yeah. Let me tell you, it's a life-size trophy of Jimmy James Bass, but a little bit thinner in the waist side. Anyway, go ahead.
I am not going to comment on that one.
No.
Not commenting
what's
at
the
all.
best, man? I'm going to tell you, Rackham is really rocking right now. This
Rackham
is
Pub
really,
and Bears.
really,
Yep.
really awesome, dude.
Yeah,
For sure.
And thank you for letting us do our podcast here. Thank you
so
to Rackham.
Blake, we got the shout out to
Shout
Blake.
out to Blake.
Blake and Asia, and I forgot who the gentleman is behind the bar. It might be a B-Rad. He looks like a Brad.
A B-Rad. A Neil.
He
Was
looks
a
like a
Neil.
Neil,
All right.
right?
Todd. Anyways,
Todd.
all right. Either way.
Oh, he
thank
could
you
be
so
a
much.
Kevin. Who knows?
All right. Question number 3.
Okay.
What are the 3 most important things that you want to remember or take with you or accomplish in 2026?
Man, I want to fix me. That's number one.
Okay.
I want to fix me. I want to identify the things that have caused the e-brake to come up for no choice but my own, right? No emergency ahead, but I decided to pull the e-brake, and so I want to fix me.
Okay.
Accomplished, man. I want to see the organization that I'm currently with, that I love. I want to see us kill it. It has been a very, very slow start to 2026. A lot of people are scared. A lot of people are scared to spend money. You got war. You got all these things that make people, hesitant, right?
Yeah.
And it affects everybody. It affects the economy. And the last thing, man, what I want to accomplish is to get healthy, physically healthy. I'm mentally, spiritually, I want all those things. But my real goal for me is to get physically healthy and be able to survive the times so that I can be here for my loved ones. You know what I mean?
You can't be here mentally or emotionally if you're not here physically.
No, that's a big that's a big fact
massive,
right there. So doing it in my biggest flaw, which there's not a lot of them. Okay, my biggest flaw right now is the lack of execution on it. Like I've got ADHD through the freaking roof. It's radiating right now. I've got 90 things I want to do, but the biggest thing is doing it one fire at a time is what I call it. So instead of me harvesting fires and problems, what I'm going to do is put that fire out, and that might be cutting soda out or cutting sugar out or not eating, seconds or not whatever. Or, hey, you know what? Let's take a walk Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Little baby steps.
Baby steps at a time. But those are my three. That's a great question. That makes me actually feel good about it.
We're just playing volleyball. I'm just setting you up.
I feel good about
Just setting you up. Good.
Can I do something real quick? I felt it.
It was time.
I thought it was the right time.
It was right
the right time.
It was the right time. Good answer. That's a great answer. And I feel you. And I'm on the same path as well. Same thing. I'm right there with you.
Yeah.
So I know you got a lot on your mind. And I know we talk about a lot of things, but it's on you. Parting shot. The floor is all yours. The people want to know what you're thinking about. I'm interested as well because I have no idea where you're going.
Yeah, man. My parting shot, it goes like this, man. It's a simple little thing called "Who Do You Love?" And
who do you love? You for sure. All right.
So
R&B.
It's
my jam.
It's "Who Do You Love?" And it's one of the hardest things that we have is to allocate time to other people because we have so much stuff that's going on in our own bubbles. But to allocate, to spend that time on letting people know that you love them, right? Even if it's somebody you haven't seen in 6 months. Well, you haven't seen them in 6 months because they have their own pocket of the world they live in. They got their own responsibilities, and we have ours. But to pick up the phone every now and again, to be the one to pick up the phone and call. And I know in the past, a lot of my insertions of talking about, you want to know who loves you? You want to know who really cares about you? Stop calling them. Then you'll see. Okay, cool. Well, it goes the same way for you, too.
Right. Absolutely.
It doesn't mean that you don't pick up the phone.
Yep.
And when you do talk to these people that you love, talk about something that's going to be meaningful. Give them something that they're going to be, the next day be like, you know what? I talked to Jimmy yesterday, and God, we had a great conversation. It's amazing. And talk about stuff that it has value. That's the other thing I've been thinking about a lot about is valuable people, right? And who do you love, man? I love my wife. I love my kids. I love my brother. I love my family, my mom, whatever. But who do you love? You gotta love yourself. You know what I mean? And that's a big step too, because
absolutely,
it is so easy to love and do for other people. And then at the end of the day, you're not even loving yourself. You're not even really taking care of yourself. You're not thinking about yourself. And so when that happens, it's just like when you don't think about your brother and you don't think about what's happening to him and you don't reach out and see what's going on. And then next thing you know, you've lost them. Y'all cut connections, cut ties. You don't know. They have no idea what's going on. Well, think about it if you do that with your own self. And the detriment to that is that you could transcend to the next world, which is devastating.
Absolutely.
It's devastating. But I love you, man, and I love what we've accomplished and the decades that we've known each other, and and I'm excited for 2026. If 2026 started off any worse, all right, and if I was a weak man, then I would probably like jump off a building. But the problem with that is that I'd probably land on my feet.
Oh man,
you like that?
Yeah, that you
feel good.
You could have ended it a couple of sentences ago and have been like yes, and then you had to go with that.
I know.
It's kind of ruined. No, I'm with you. Join us on a quest to get healthy.
Yeah,
and to make 2026 a great year for you, your family, your loved ones, and everybody else.
It's so important to do that.
All right, I love you too, bro.
I love
this shit.
All right.